Hey guys, you're watching the Gregorio Girls Makeup channel. If you're new, hey, welcome. My name is Devin and I run this beauty channel with my sister Shauna. So I have a really fun video planned for you guys today. We are going to be playing around and reviewing, wow, the new Colourpop Just My Luck palette. I also did pick up a few other fun things from Colourpop when I was ordering this palette. So I picked up one of their cream gel eyeliners, which I've not tried yet. This is in the shade Teaspoon and it's green, so I'm hoping to incorporate that into this look. And then I also picked up some of the Kathleen Lights and Colourpop pigments. So I don't know how much of those pigments I'm going to use in the video today, but I'm excited about them, so I just wanted to tell you that I got them. So without further ado, if you would like to follow along on this first impressions and review of the new Colourpop Just My Luck palette, then please just keep on watching. All right, so here she is. She's beautiful. This is the outside packaging. And then she pretty much just looks the same as the box on the actual palette. So it's a hard plasticky material, just like the other palettes that they've started to come out with in their kind of like monochromatic collection. And then we open her up and she's got a nice big mirror, which especially for Colourpop, this is amazing because not many of the palettes that we own from Colourpop have mirrors. I actually think this might be the only one. And then obviously we have all of the colors here. Let me not blind you. So we've got a beautiful array of greens here. And I really feel like this is a beautiful array of greens. Like even though it's an all green palette, you can still definitely see there's a lot of variety in this palette. So we've got some lighter ones, we've got some mattes, we've got some shimmers, and I am really super excited about this green here in the middle. I think that's super pretty. And I'm actually also intrigued by this color down here. It's called Charmed because it looks kind of brown in the pan when you look at it, but I was watching the Colourpop swatch video that they put out, and when you swatch it, you're supposed to be able to tell more. It really is, like you can see, I don't know if this is gonna pick up on camera, but in person you can definitely see that it's a very, very dark earthy green. And the last thing before we dive into the look, this palette does retail for $12 on the Colourpop website, and you can pick it up today for that price. Actually, I'm not sure if it's sold out yet, but if it is, then I would be very surprised if they didn't restock it. One thing that I do think is really, really cool about this palette is that when they came out with their most recent palette before this, the all purple one, I forget what it's called. I remember seeing a lot of comments about, we want to see an all green palette next, or like how cool would an all green palette be? First of all, it's so cool that Colourpop actually listened to that, and that was literally the next monochromatic palette that they came out with was green, and they came out with it so quickly. I think it's awesome that they listened to their customers and like their fan base on that. Obviously I haven't tried out the formula or the way that these shadows perform or anything yet, but just first impressions looking at it, I really think I'm excited. I think this is gonna be a good palette. All right, that is enough chatting. Let's go ahead and get started with the eyeshadows. So first I'm gonna take my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. Okay, and honestly, I think I'm feeling like a green smoky today. I'm gonna take just like an angled eyeshadow brush and I'm gonna start packing this color right here, which is called Charmed, onto my eyelid. Though not a terrible amount of kick up on the pan. Oh no, actually, before we do this, I'm gonna take a little bit of my translucent powder. This is my Milani powder that I love. And I'm just gonna put some translucent powder underneath my eyes so that I don't mess up my makeup. All right, and now I'm gonna take that shade and start packing it on my eyelids. Okay, and now that I've covered my lid with it, I'm just going to take it up just a little bit higher, just right above my crease, so that I have a little bit to blend up and out onto my brow bone. So I'm just kind of getting, this is like an angled brush, so I'm just gonna get a little bit of the shadow on the tip of the brush as well as on the top, so that it makes it easier to just kind of like get up in the crease a little bit. And this part does not have to be perfect because we are gonna blend it out. I just wanna give myself a little bit to blend without blending away the shadow that's already on the lid, if that makes sense. All right, and now we're just gonna start to blend that edge up a little bit onto the brow bone. So I'm gonna take a blending brush. Any blending brush will do. I like the Morphe M330 for this because it's a little bit more tapered. It's not quite as fluffy, and it'll help me kind of concentrate it right along that edge, along the top. And again, the goal here is just to kind of soften that line and smoke this up and out. You guys know I love a good smoky. I think I'm just gonna take, if you feel like you need to, you can just dab a little bit of the color onto the blending brush, not too much because you don't want it to be too dark. Just kind of like fill in the patches where you see fit. But honestly, this really is not patchy. I'm really happy with the initial pigmentation of this color and the way that it applies, and like I really have no fallout down underneath, which is amazing for a color that is this dark. All right, and I'm just gonna show you guys the difference really quick. So here we are blended out, and then this eye I have not blended out yet. So you just really wanna soften that line. All right, so now that I've blended that shade out to where I kind of want it to be on my lid, I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is called Olive You. I love you, all of you. Anyway, I'm gonna take this shade on my Morphe M167 and I'm gonna put that on the lid right on top. So we're gonna see how this does dry first. Actually, it might be dry only because I did bring down a setting spray, so fingers crossed. And I'm just gonna focus that like right along my lash line. Wow, that's pretty. So what I'm kind of going for here is to focus most of this shimmer along the lower lash line and then kind of like fade it up to the crease. I don't know if that's gonna work out the way that I want it to, but that's what the vision is. So we'll see how this goes. So I'm just kind of getting more on my brush as I see fit, and again, concentrating it right down here. And then once I build that up to the intensity that I want, I'm not gonna put anything else on the brush. And I'm just gonna start to lightly tap above and just start to gently invite that color to come up to the crease. And I think just one more time, I'm gonna give just one more coat along the lower lash line because I really want that to be where the most shimmer is. All right, and then really quick, I'm gonna pick up my M330 again and take just a little bit more of this color Charmed here and blend right over the crease one more time. And I honestly do like the way that that shimmer looks dry. I didn't use any glitter glue and I didn't use any setting spray, and I think it looks really nice. I did get a little bit of fallout underneath. I do think if I did use a little bit of glitter glue, that would have been able to prevent some of that, but honestly, I prepped the under eyes, so I'm not that worried about it. Okay, next we're gonna jump to the lower lash line, so I'm gonna take that color Charmed again. I'm just gonna get that on like a little liner brush, and I'm gonna run that along the lower lash line. And since this is a dark color, I want to start by keeping this kind of tight to the lower lash line at first, and then we can always use a fluffy brush and blend it out. And I also kind of like to try to taper it, so keep it like the widest towards the outer corner and then make the line just a little bit thinner as you move in. All right, and then I'm gonna take my M506 and I'm just gonna smoke that out a little bit. And I didn't put any extra product on this brush. Actually, I lied. I do want to take just a little bit. This color has literally been the star of the show for this look, but I just want to take a tiny little bit to use to blend out. Okay, so honestly, I really feel like you could throw on some brown or black eyeliner, lashes, and stop here with the look, but I do want to have a little bit of fun with this because it is the day before St. Patrick's Day when I'm filming this, so let's just have a little bit more fun with the green. So the next thing that I want to do is I'm gonna use this color right here. It's called Mary Jane, and I'm gonna place that in my inner corner. So I'm gonna take my Morphe M321 and I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of that shade. And again, this is dry, no setting spray, so we'll really get to see how this color performs. I feel like this shimmer is just slightly chunkier almost than the one that I put, than that Olive You one, the one right next to it that we put all over the lid, but not really in a bad way. That's just something that I noticed right off the bat. Yeah, that's beautiful. That is so fun. I love that color. Okay, staying on that inner corner for just a second, like I just said, I wanna have a little fun. So I'm gonna take a little bit of my Too Faced glitter glue, and I'm gonna dab a little bit of this glitter glue over top of where we just put that Mary Jane color. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of my NYX loose glitter, and I believe this is just in the shade Gold. I think it's just called Gold. And that's exactly what it is. And we're gonna put that right over top, just for a little fun, little pop of sparkle in the inner corner. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, honey. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit of my Heavy Metals Urban Decay glitter eyeliner in the shade Midnight Cowboy. This is also just a nice gold shade. And I'm just gonna kind of align my eye, like, I would say about a third of the way this way. All right, and then last step before the lashes, I definitely wanna tie in this Colourpop lip liner that no, it's not a lip liner, it's an eyeliner. And I wanna tie this in to the look just before we end it, because I mentioned it in the beginning. So I'm just gonna go ahead and line my waterline with that. Now this is more of like a green than an olive green. And I feel like the whole theme of this look has definitely been more olivey, but I think it'll be fine. I think it'll tie in. But this would definitely look beautiful to accent with some of the like cooler toned greens in the palette, if that makes sense. All right, and then now that we're done with the eyeshadow, let's go ahead and dust all that powder off so we can really get the full effect of what we're working with here. All right, girl gang, I am going to pop on some mascara and lashes off of camera, then I will be back to do lips, and we will finish up with my final thoughts on this palette. All right, you guys, so here we are with lashes, and I am really obsessed with the way that this look is turning out. So real quick, we're gonna finish up with lips. I'm gonna take my NYX lip liner in the shade Sugar Glass, and I'm gonna line my lips with that. And then it wouldn't be a Colourpop video if I didn't use one of our favorite lipsticks. So this is the Colourpop Luxe lipstick, and this is in the shade Layover. Just a nice nude. That's all I really have to say about it. All right, and here we are with the finished look. So you've heard me say this probably about 5 times in this video at this point, but I really just am obsessed with the way that this look turned out. Now, in terms of the palette, honestly, I have to say I really was expecting to love this palette, and I really do. So far, the colors that I've used have really performed well. I really love this color. And then in terms of these two shimmers here, I didn't wet them, I didn't use any setting spray, and I was really impressed with the way that they performed just on their own. So I think that they would be even more gorgeous with a little bit of setting spray, some glitter glue, which I did use a little bit of glitter glue on the inside, I guess. But yeah, guys, I really don't have too much else to say besides the fact that like my overall first impressions of this palette are definitely positive. I think that if you're somebody like Shauna and I that have a lot of neutral colors, a lot of neutral palettes in our eyeshadow collection, and you want something to just kind of jazz it up a bit, this is $12 and it works so well. So far, at least, in my opinion. This is only the first time that I've used it, so keep that in mind while you're listening to me talk here. But I am really just genuinely excited about this palette, and I can't wait to play around with it even more. So that is gonna be it for my review and tutorial of the Just My Luck palette. If you guys wanna see more looks of this palette, please let me know in the comments down below. As always, before you leave, if you have not already subscribed to the Gregorio Girls makeup channel, please make sure you do so down below, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and you want to see more videos like it. And I will catch you guys in the next Gregorio Girls makeup video. Mwah! Love you. Bye.